You're losing control of money. Watching finances create stress, anxiety, and limitation repeatedly. Recognizing that poor money mindset destroys financial potential despite income level. Knowing that financial control is not about earning more but transforming how you think about and manage money. Understanding that 30 days of focused practice can transform your money mindset permanently, and losing massive financial potential. Because without systematic money mindset transformation, you repeat destructive financial patterns, making 30-day transformation to financial control essential for abundance, security, and freedom. This poor money mindset is systematically destroying your financial future by ensuring you never accumulate wealth regardless of income, destroying your security by creating constant financial anxiety and stress, destroying your opportunities by preventing strategic money decisions, destroying your relationships by creating money conflicts and shame, and ensuring that years pass trapped in financial struggle, because money mindset determines financial outcomes more than income-making mindset. Transformation through systematic 30-day program essential. Transforming money mindset is not about budgeting tricks or quick fixes, but installing new beliefs, behaviors, and systems over 30 days. Not about deprivation or restriction, but creating empowering relationship with money. And not abstract theory, but daily practical implementation. This audiobook teaches 30-day transformation to financial control through daily practices, building progressively, including days 1-3 establishing baseline and understanding money mindset, days 4-6 uncovering limiting money beliefs, days 7-9 creating empowering money beliefs, days 10-12 understanding your complete financial picture, days 13-15 creating spending plan aligned with values, days 16-18 building emergency fund and financial safety, days 19-21 eliminating debt systematically, days 22-24 building wealth through saving and investing, days 25-27 creating multiple income streams, and days 28-30 integrating advanced practices, ensuring permanence, making financial control transformation systematic, achievable, and life-changing. Stop losing control of money and start managing powerfully. Stop repeating financial patterns and start transforming money mindset. Follow 30-day program. Practice daily consistently, build progressively, and achieve financial control through unwavering commitment starting now. Chapter 1. Days 1-3 establish baseline and understand money mindset. Days 1-3 establish your financial baseline and introduce money mindset fundamentals. The work begins not with budgets or investments, but with honest, unflinching assessment of where you actually stand financially. Because transformation requires knowing your starting point with complete clarity. And because most people avoid this honest inventory, which is precisely why their finances never improve, despite good intentions and occasional effort. Day 1. Establish baseline. Day 2. Understand mindset. Day 3. Examine money story. Day 1 requires conducting complete financial inventory with total honesty. Open every financial account and write down exact balances. List every income source, including salary, freelance, workside income, and any other money coming in monthly. Document every debt, including credit cards, student loans, car payments, mortgage, and any money owed to family or friends. Calculate your actual net worth by subtracting total liabilities from total assets. This number may be uncomfortable. It may even be negative, and that is completely acceptable, because knowing this number is the first act of financial courage beginning your transformation. The financial inventory process reveals what most people suspect but fear to confirm. Spending patterns that seemed manageable often prove surprising when quantified honestly. Debt totals that felt vague become concrete and manageable when written clearly. Income that seemed sufficient often proves insufficient when measured against actual spending. Day 1 is about facing financial reality completely. Understanding that avoidance perpetuates struggle while clarity enables change, and recognizing that your current financial situation is data, not judgment. Day 2 teaches money mindset fundamentals, establishing why mindset matters more than tactics. Your beliefs about money operate like software running in background of every financial decision you make. These beliefs were installed through childhood observations, family conversations about money, cultural messages, and formative experiences with abundance or scarcity. Most people operate on money software installed decades ago that may be completely incompatible with financial success. Understanding that beliefs determine financial outcomes is revolutionary because it reveals that changing external tactics without changing internal beliefs produces temporary results at best. Money mindset includes your core beliefs about whether money is good or evil, whether wealthy people are trustworthy or corrupt, whether you personally deserve financial abundance, whether money is naturally scarce or abundant, and whether financial success requires sacrifice of values or integrity. These beliefs operate unconsciously, shaping every decision, from whether you negotiate salary increases, to whether you spend impulsively when stressed, to whether you invest consistently or avoid financial planning entirely. The critical insight of day 2 is that money mindset is completely changeable at any age through any circumstances. Beliefs are not facts. They are interpretations installed through repetition and emotion that can be uninstalled through the same mechanism. 30 days of deliberate practice can install new beliefs, creating fundamentally different financial outcomes than previous patterns created. This understanding transforms financial improvement from willpower battle to mindset installation process. Day 3 examines your money story, tracing the origins of current financial beliefs and behaviors. Every person has a money story, a narrative composed of family messages about wealth and poverty, childhood experiences of financial abundance or scarcity, formative moments when money created safety or danger, and cultural and generational beliefs passed through family systems. Understanding your money story requires asking specific, revealing questions. What did your parents say about money when you were growing up? Were financial discussions normal and educational, or secretive and anxiety-provoking? Did your family experience financial abundance creating beliefs in possibility, or financial scarcity creating beliefs in limitation? What emotions did money create in your childhood home? What beliefs about wealthy people were transmitted directly or indirectly? Many people discover that their current financial struggles directly reflect money. Stories inherited without examination. Someone raised hearing money does not grow on trees develops scarcity mindset, preventing wealth accumulation regardless of income level. Someone who witnessed financial stress create family conflict develops avoidance patterns, preventing engagement with money management. Someone whose family associated wealth with moral corruption unconsciously sabotages financial success to remain a good person in alignment with inherited beliefs. The power of money story examination is that understanding removes the story's unconscious control. You cannot change programming you cannot see. By bringing money story into conscious awareness on day 3, you create ability to choose which inherited beliefs serve your financial future and which require replacement with empowering alternatives. Days 1 through 3 together create essential foundation for entire 30-day transformation. The financial baseline from day 1 provides concrete starting point for measuring progress. The mindset understanding from day 2 provides framework for transforming beliefs, not just behaviors. The money story from day 3 reveals specific limiting programming requiring replacement. These 3 days transform financial transformation from vague intention to specific informed practice with clear target and clear path. The consistent theme across days 1 through 3 is that financial transformation requires courage to face reality, curiosity to examine beliefs, and compassion to understand your money story without judgment. You did not choose your money story. You inherited it. You are not your current financial situation. You are a person capable of transformation. These first 3 days establish that foundation, making everything in remaining 27 days possible and effective. Day 1. Establish baseline. Day 2. Understand mindset. Day 3. Examine money story. You understand now that honest inventory creates starting point, that mindset determines outcomes, that money story reveals limiting programming, and that days 1 through 3 provide foundation, making 30-day transformation possible where avoidance made financial improvement impossible. Chapter 2. Days 4 through 6 uncover and release limiting money beliefs. Days 4 through 6 uncover and release the limiting money beliefs that have been quietly blocking your financial success. These beliefs operate like invisible glass ceiling, allowing you to see financial abundance while preventing you from actually reaching it, creating patterns of self-sabotage that feel frustrating and mysterious until their source is understood and systematically addressed. Day 4. Identify limiting beliefs. Day 5. Question their truth. Day 6. Release and replace. Day 4 begins the critical work of identifying specific limiting beliefs operating in your financial life. Common limiting money beliefs include money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy or corrupt. I don't deserve to be wealthy. Money is always scarce and never enough.
I'm just not good with money. Wanting more money is selfish. Wealthy people had advantages I didn't have.
Making a lot of money requires compromising integrity, and money causes more problems than it solves.
These beliefs feel like facts because they were installed before you had cognitive capacity to question them.
A child who repeatedly hears wealthy people are greedy develops belief that becomes invisible operating assumption shaping every financial decision without awareness. An adult with this belief unconsciously avoids wealth accumulation because wealth would make them the greedy person they were taught to despise. They may repeatedly make decisions that prevent financial growth while consciously wanting financial improvement, creating confusion about why despite good intentions finances never improve.
The identification process requires honest journaling, asking revealing questions. What do I believe about money? What do I believe about wealthy people? What do I believe about my own ability to create financial abundance? What do I believe I deserve financially? What do I believe about the relationship between money and happiness, love, integrity, or spirituality? Writing answers without editing reveals beliefs operating below conscious awareness. Day 5 questions the actual truth of identified limiting beliefs using evidence-based examination. This process is not positive thinking or affirmations, but genuine, honest investigation into whether your beliefs accurately reflect reality. Take each limiting belief and rigorously examine the evidence for and against it, as if you were a lawyer examining a case. Consider the belief money is scarce and never enough. Is this actually true? Does your income or financial situation make this objectively true? Or does it feel true because scarcity mindset interprets every financial situation through lens of lack? Are there people in similar or worse financial situations who created financial abundance? What would need to be true for this belief to be false?
The investigation usually reveals that limiting beliefs are not objective facts but interpretations filtered through inherited programming. The counter-evidence process is particularly powerful.
For every limiting belief, find people who disprove it completely.
For money makes people greedy, find wealthy people who are generous, philanthropic, and values-driven. For I'm not good with money, recall times when you managed money effectively or made good financial decisions.
For I don't deserve wealth, examine whether this belief is based on any rational criteria or simply reflects inherited shame about financial aspiration.
Counter-evidence weakens limiting beliefs' grip by demonstrating they are interpretations, not facts.
Day 6 practices releasing limiting beliefs and installing empowering replacements.
Release techniques work because they complete the emotional cycle that keeps limiting beliefs active.
Simply understanding a belief intellectually rarely releases its emotional hold.
Release requires acknowledging the belief, understanding where it came from, recognizing it no longer serves you, and consciously choosing replacement.
Journaling to completion involves writing the limiting belief and then journaling freely about everything it has cost you. Where it came from, how it served you at some point, why it no longer serves you, and what you choose to believe instead.
This process can take 30 minutes per belief and produces significant emotional and psychological release. The forgiveness component is essential and often overlooked. Forgive yourself for financial mistakes made while operating under limiting beliefs. Forgive family members who installed limiting beliefs without conscious intention. Forgive past versions of yourself who made financial decisions from fear, scarcity, or poor programming. Forgiveness is not condoning mistakes, but releasing their continued control over present and future decisions.
Replacement beliefs must feel both true and empowering.
Replacing money is scarce with money flows abundantly to me may feel false, creating internal resistance. More effective replacement might be money is available to those who manage it well and provide genuine value, which feels both more true and more empowering.
Test replacement beliefs for emotional resonance, ensuring they feel believable, not just aspirational.
The 3-day process of days 4 through 6 creates profound transformation by making unconscious programming conscious. Examining beliefs critically rather than accepting them as facts, emotionally releasing beliefs that no longer serve, and installing empowering replacements, creating new financial operating system.
This internal transformation makes all external financial practices in subsequent days more effective because behavior follows belief.
Day 4. Identify limiting beliefs.
Day 5. Question their truth.
Day 6. Release and replace.
You understand now that limiting beliefs create invisible ceiling, that identification makes invisible visible, that evidence examination reveals beliefs as interpretations, And that release and replacement installs new financial programming where unexamined beliefs silently prevented financial success. Chapter 3. Days 7-9. Install empowering money beliefs and mindset. Days 7 through 9. Install empowering money beliefs and create abundance mindset that attracts and builds financial success. Having cleared limiting beliefs in previous days, you now have psychological space to install new programming aligned with financial abundance. And these 3 days provide systematic approach to creating the internal financial environment that makes external financial practices genuinely effective. Day 7. Create empowering beliefs. Day 8. Practice abundance mindset.
Day 9. Build financial identity. Day 7. Create specific empowering money beliefs to replace limiting ones released in previous days.
Empowering beliefs are not naive positive thinking, but accurate interpretations of financial reality that serve your financial growth.
They are carefully crafted statements that feel both true and powerful, creating internal alignment with financial success.
Core empowering money beliefs include: money is a neutral tool that amplifies who I already am. Wealth is created by providing genuine value to others. I am completely capable of building financial security and abundance. Money flows naturally to those who manage it wisely and create value.
Financial abundance and personal integrity are completely compatible. I deserve financial security and the opportunities wealth creates. Money is abundant in the world, and I can attract my share through
competent management and value creation. And every financial skill I need can be learned and developed. The installation process for empowering beliefs requires repetition with emotion. Reading beliefs once creates intellectual awareness, but not deep programming. Writing beliefs daily creates stronger impression. Speaking beliefs aloud while feeling their truth creates emotional encoding.
creating visual reminders. Placing beliefs where seen throughout day reinforces them through repeated exposure.
The key is consistency over time, allowing new beliefs to gradually replace old programming through repetition. Day 8 practices abundance mindset, the perspective that money is fundamentally available rather than fundamentally scarce.
Abundance mindset is not delusion or denial of current financial challenges, but accurate recognition that financial resources are not fixed, that value can be created generating income, that scarcity thinking creates scarcity outcomes, while abundance thinking creates abundance outcomes. Abundance mindset practices include daily gratitude for current financial blessings, however modest, noticing money flowing into your life in all forms including salary, unexpected windfalls, free resources, and value received, celebrating others' financial success rather than feeling resentment or comparison, focusing on financial opportunities rather than exclusively on financial limitations,
and treating every dollar managed well as evidence of growing financial competence.
The abundance mindset shift is particularly powerful in how it affects financial decisions. Scarcity mindset avoids looking at finances, creating avoidance that perpetuates problems. Abundance mindset engages with finances because engagement creates improvement. Scarcity mindset spends impulsively because scarcity creates urgency to spend before money disappears. Abundance mindset saves and invests because abundance trusts future availability. Scarcity mindset avoids negotiation, salary increases, or value claiming because it believes less is all that's available.
Abundance mindset claims appropriate value because it believes value is available to those who create it.
The compound effect of abundance mindset operates across hundreds of daily micro decisions, creating dramatically different financial outcomes over months and years. Two people with identical incomes but different money mindsets make completely different financial decisions, producing completely different financial results through the same mechanism that compound interest builds wealth through consistent small advantages over time. Day 9 builds new financial identity, the most powerful transformation of days 7 through 9.
Identity determines behavior more consistently than goals, willpower, or motivation because people naturally act consistent with who they believe they are.
Someone who identifies as financially irresponsible will find ways to be financially irresponsible despite best intentions.
Someone who identifies as financially competent will find ways to be financially competent despite occasional mistakes. Building new financial identity involves specific practices, creating powerful transformation. Use identity language consistently, saying, I am someone who manages money well. I am a saver and investor. I am building financial abundance. I am financially responsible and capable. These statements are not affirmations of present perfect reality, but identity declarations of who you are becoming through daily practice. Act from new identity before fully feeling it. This is critical because waiting to feel financially competent before acting financially competent perpetuates old patterns. Identity shift requires acting as financially capable person today, regardless of current financial situation. Make one financial decision from new identity. Review finances from perspective of financially competent person you are becoming. Treat money with respect that financially capable person would show. The 3 days of chapters 7 through 9 complete the internal transformation foundation. Empowering beliefs replace limiting ones. Abundance mindset replaces scarcity thinking. New financial identity replaces old financial self-concept. This internal transformation makes all external financial practices in remaining days genuinely sustainable, because you are now operating from different financial identity that naturally produces different financial behaviors. Day 7. Create empowering beliefs. Day 8. Practice abundance mindset. Day 9. Build financial identity. You understand now that empowering beliefs require installation through repetition, that abundance mindset creates abundance outcomes, that identity determines behavior more powerfully than goals, and that days 7 through 9 complete internal transformation, making external financial practices genuinely effective where old identity perpetuated old patterns. Chapter 4. Days 10-12. Understand your complete financial picture. Chapter 4 covers days 10 through 12, creating comprehensive understanding of your complete financial picture. Day 10 begins with full day spending tracking because most people are genuinely shocked by where their money actually goes versus where they believe it goes. The gap between perceived spending and actual spending is often enormous, and this gap explains why people consistently feel broke despite adequate income. Day 10. Track all spending. Day 11. Analyze patterns. Day 12. Create financial picture. Begin day 10 by recording every single transaction regardless of size from morning coffee to major purchase. Use dedicated notebook, phone notes app, or expense tracking app recording amount category and brief note about each transaction. The act of recording every expense creates powerful awareness that changes behavior automatically because consciousness disrupts automatic spending patterns. Many people report spending significantly less on tracking days simply because awareness removes the unconscious automatic nature of habitual spending. The tracking must be comprehensive to be valuable. Small transactions are particularly important to track because they feel insignificant individually, but accumulate dramatically over time. $4 daily coffee equals approximately $1,500 annually. $20 weekly lunch adds another $1,000. $15 monthly streaming service multiplied by 5 subscriptions equals $900 yearly. These small amounts combine into thousands of dollars annually that most people cannot account for when asked where their money goes. Resist the urge to judge spending as you track it on day 10. The goal is pure data collection, not self-criticism. Spending judgment creates defensiveness and shame that interferes with honest tracking. Simply record what is happening with complete honesty, knowing that tomorrow you will have opportunity to analyze and evaluate. Think of yourself as scientists collecting data about spending behavior with neutral curiosity, rather than judge evaluating financial morality. Day 11 analyzes spending patterns using data collected. Begin by categorizing all expenses into major groups, including housing, transportation, food, entertainment, subscriptions, personal care, clothing, and miscellaneous. Calculate total spent in each category, then calculate each category as percentage of total income. This percentage view often reveals imbalances impossible to see when looking at individual transactions in isolation. Compare your actual spending percentages to recommended guidelines. Housing should ideally represent no more than 25 to 30% of income. Transportation, including car payment, insurance, gas, and maintenance, commonly runs 15 to 20%. Food, including groceries and dining out, should fall between 10 and 15%. Entertainment, subscriptions, and personal spending should represent 10 to 15% combined. Savings and debt repayment deserve minimum 20%. The emotional spending triggers analysis is equally important as the numbers. Review your spending record and note what was happening emotionally when you made various purchases. Identify patterns connecting emotions to spending behaviors. Many people discover they spend impulsively when stressed, bored, celebrating, lonely, or anxious. Some people retail therapy after difficult days, food splurge when overwhelmed, or entertainment spend when avoiding uncomfortable tasks.
Recognizing your emotional spending triggers enables interrupting the automatic emotion to spending response before purchase happens.
Calculate your true hourly cost for major spending categories to create visceral understanding of trade-offs. If you earn $20 per hour after taxes, a $50 dinner costs 2.5 hours of your life energy. A $1,000 vacation costs 50 hours or over a week of your working life.
A $30,000 car requires 1,500 hours of work to purchase.
These calculations are not meant to prevent all enjoyment, but to create conscious awareness of real costs, enabling genuinely intentional spending decisions.
Day 12 creates your complete financial statement, providing comprehensive view of financial position. Begin with assets, listing everything you own with current value, including checking and savings account balances, retirement account values, investment accounts, home equity if applicable, vehicle value, and other significant assets. Then list all liabilities, including mortgage balance, car loans, student loans, credit card balances, personal loans, and any other obligations. Subtract total liabilities from total assets to calculate your current net worth. Your net worth number is your most important financial metric because it measures actual financial progress over time regardless of income fluctuations. Many people with high incomes have negative or minimal net worth because spending exceeds earning and saving never happens.
Many people with modest incomes build substantial net worth through consistent saving and investing over time.
Net worth reveals financial reality more accurately than income or lifestyle appearance. Create your monthly cash flow statement showing all income sources and all expenses.
The difference between total income and total expenses is your monthly cash flow.
Positive cash flow means you have money available for saving and investing. Negative cash flow means you are spending more than you earn, requiring immediate intervention. Zero cash flow means every dollar earned is immediately spent, leaving nothing for financial security or wealth building.
Understanding your complete financial picture may feel overwhelming or even discouraging if the numbers reveal significant challenges. Resist allowing the emotional impact of current numbers to prevent you from engaging with the process.
Every person who has built financial success from difficult circumstances began exactly where you are now, with honest assessment of current reality and commitment to systematic improvement. Your current numbers are starting point, not permanent reality, and the work ahead will change them systematically.
Day 10. Track all spending.
Day 11. Analyze patterns. Day 12. Create financial picture. You have tracked actual spending, creating awareness that changes behavior, analyzed patterns revealing emotional triggers and category imbalances, and created complete financial statement understanding your exact net worth and cash flow.
Chapter 5. Days 13-15. Create spending plan aligned with values.
Chapter 5 covers days 13 through 15, creating values-aligned spending plan, transforming budgeting from restriction into empowerment. Most people resist budgeting because they experience it as financial diet telling them what they cannot have, creating deprivation and resentment that inevitably leads to budget abandonment.
The values-aligned spending plan operates from completely different philosophy, treating budget as intentional direction of money toward what you genuinely care about most rather than arbitrary restriction of everything enjoyable.
Day 13. Clarify financial values. Day 14. Create spending plan.
Day 15. Implement and track.
Day 13 begins with deep financial values clarification work that most financial advice completely skips.
Your financial values are what you genuinely care about most in life and how you want money to serve your larger purpose and meaning.
Without clarity about values, any budget feels like external imposition rather than personal choice, making compliance nearly impossible. With clear values, your spending plan becomes expression of what matters most to you, making alignment feel meaningful rather than restrictive. Identify your top 5 financial values by completing this reflection exercise.
Imagine looking back on your life at 80 years old feeling completely satisfied with how you lived. What role did money play in enabling that life? What did money allow you to experience, provide, create, or contribute?
Was financial security central to your peace of mind?
Did travel and experiences matter most?
Did providing for family create deepest satisfaction? Did giving generously to causes you believed in define your relationship with money?
Did financial independence enabling work you chose rather than work you needed mean everything? Your answers reveal your authentic financial
values, which may differ significantly from what you believed your values were or what others say your values should be.
Someone might discover that family security matters infinitely more than impressive car and immediately see where to reallocate spending. Another might realize that annual transformative travel experience matters more than daily small luxuries and restructure accordingly. A third person might find that aggressive early retirement, enabling chosen work, is supreme financial priority, changing entire saving and investing strategy. Day 14 creates your zero-based budget, allocating every dollar of monthly income to specific purpose, including savings and investment. Zero-based budgeting means income minus all allocated amounts equals zero. Not that you spend everything, but that every dollar has designated purpose and account.
Begin with monthly take-home income as your total.
Then allocate according to your values and the financial reality revealed in days 10 through 12. The 50-30-20 framework provides useful starting guideline, though your values-aligned plan may differ significantly.
50% allocated to genuine needs, including housing, utilities, transportation, minimum debt payments, and food.
30% allocated to wants, including dining, entertainment, personal care, clothing, and subscriptions, but filtered through your specific values.
20% allocated to financial priorities, including emergency fund, debt, accelerated payoff, retirement savings, and investment. Adjust these percentages based on your specific situation and values priorities. Scrutinize every spending category through your values filter, asking whether this spending reflects what I said matters most to me.
If family experiences are top value, but entertainment spending is dominated by solo streaming subscriptions, misalignment is revealed.
If financial independence is supreme priority, but saving is minimal while lifestyle spending is high, misalignment is obvious. Every misalignment between stated values and actual spending represents opportunity to reallocate money toward what genuinely matters, creating both financial progress and deeper satisfaction. Automate every possible financial transaction to remove willpower requirement from financial management.
Schedule automatic transfers to savings on payday before money touches spending account.
Automate minimum debt payments, preventing missed payments and fees. Automate investment contributions to retirement accounts. Set automatic bill payments for fixed expenses. The more you automate, the less your financial success depends on remembering, motivation, or willpower, which all fluctuate, making manual management unreliable. Day 15. Implement your spending plan, beginning the first full month of intentional money management.
Implementation requires daily or weekly check-in, reviewing actual spending against planned amounts in each category. Many people find weekly money review of 15 to 20 minutes sufficient for staying on track, while monthly review alone allows too much drift between corrections. Your spending plan is living document, not permanent, unchangeable contract requiring adjustment based on real-world experience.
When actual spending exceeds planned amount in category, examine why before making adjustment.
Sometimes overage reflects genuine underestimation, requiring budget increase with corresponding reduction elsewhere. Sometimes overage reflects emotional spending, requiring mindset work, not budget adjustment. Sometimes overage is genuine emergency, requiring emergency fund use. Distinguishing between these causes enables appropriate response that improves financial management rather than just moving numbers. The cash envelope system provides powerful physical constraint for categories where you consistently overspend.
Withdraw monthly cash allocation for problematic categories like dining or entertainment and place in labeled envelopes.
When envelope is empty, that category spending ends for month regardless of remaining days. The physical tangibility of cash creates awareness and friction that digital spending lacks, making this old-fashioned system remarkably effective for specific problem categories.
Day 13. Clarify financial values.
Day 14. Create spending plan. Day 15. Implement and track.
You have clarified authentic financial values, revealing what truly matters. Created zero-based spending plan, directing every dollar intentionally. And begun implementing plan with regular reviews, ensuring actual spending aligns with values, creating both financial progress and personal meaning.
Chapter 6. Days 16-18 build emergency fund and financial safety. Chapter 6 covers days 16 to 18 building emergency fund and creating genuine financial safety. The emergency fund is unglamorous, unsexy financial tool that single-handedly prevents more financial disasters than any other strategy.
Yet most people either have no emergency fund or maintain inadequate one, because saving money that just sits in account feels wasteful when debt exists or opportunities beckon.
Understanding exactly what emergency fund does psychologically and practically transforms it from optional nice to have into non-negotiable financial foundation. Day 16. Understand fund importance.
Day 17. Create savings plan.
Day 18. Implement immediately. Day 16 begins by understanding the true purpose and power of emergency fund, which extends far beyond its simple definition as money set aside for unexpected expenses. The emergency fund breaks the debt cycle that traps millions of people in permanent financial struggle.
Without emergency fund, every unexpected expense becomes debt because no alternative exists.
Car repair goes on credit card. Medical bill creates payment plan with interest. Job loss triggers borrowing from retirement account with penalties and taxes. Each emergency without fund creates new debt that requires months or years to eliminate before financial progress can resume. The psychological impact of emergency fund is equally important as its practical function.
Financial anxiety, the chronic background stress about money that affects sleep, relationships, and health, comes primarily from vulnerability to unexpected expenses.
When you know that car breaking down will not destroy your finances, the background anxiety diminishes dramatically.
When unexpected medical expense can be handled without financial crisis, your relationship with money shifts from fearful to confident.
The emergency fund doesn't eliminate life's uncertainties, but transforms your capacity to handle them without financial catastrophe. The starter emergency fund of $1,000 deserves its own celebration because it represents transition from financially fragile to financially resilient for most common emergencies.
$1,000 handles most car repairs, most minor medical expenses, most appliance failures, and most common unexpected costs without requiring debt.
This single amount prevents the most frequent financial emergencies from becoming financial crises and creates immediate psychological safety that motivates continued saving.
Day 17 creates your comprehensive emergency fund plan, beginning with calculating your specific target amount.
The full emergency fund should represent 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, not total spending. Calculate monthly essential expenses, including housing, utilities, minimum debt payments, transportation, food, and necessary subscriptions.
Multiply this amount by 4 as middle range target, providing meaningful protection.
A person with $2,000 monthly essential expenses needs $8,000 emergency fund as solid target.
Choose a high-yield savings account completely separate from your checking account for emergency fund storage.
The separation creates friction, preventing casual spending of emergency fund, while accessibility ensures you can reach funds when genuine emergency occurs.
High-yield accounts earn meaningful interest on your emergency fund balance, often 10 to 15 times more than traditional savings accounts.
While interest alone won't build your fund dramatically, the psychological benefit of your emergency fund growing rather than stagnating supports continued motivation. Calculate how long building your emergency fund will take at different monthly contribution levels. Saving $200 monthly toward $8,000 target requires 40 months without additional contributions.
Saving $500 monthly reaches the same target in 16 months.
Finding additional money to accelerate emergency fund building is worth significant effort because every month you remain without adequate fund is month where emergency could undo financial progress. Day 18 implements emergency fund strategies immediately, including finding money through expense reduction, temporary lifestyle adjustment, and creative income generation.
Return to your spending analysis from days 10 and 11 and identify the 3 to 5 highest value expense reductions that sacrifice minimal life quality.
Many people discover $200 to $500 monthly of spending creating minimal genuine value that can be redirected to emergency fund building without meaningful life quality reduction.
The subscription audit commonly reveals significant savings.
List every recurring charge on bank and credit card statements because most people significantly underestimate their subscription count.
The average American household subscribes to multiple streaming services, gym memberships, software tools, box deliveries, and other recurring services, many of which are rarely used or completely forgotten.
Canceling unused or low-value subscriptions commonly frees $50 to $200 monthly immediately available for emergency fund. The one-time income generation strategies accelerate initial emergency fund building dramatically.
Selling unused items through online marketplaces can raise several $100s quickly from items sitting in closets and storage. Taking on small freelance project or temporary additional work for 1 to 3 months dedicated entirely to emergency fund building accelerates timeline significantly. Tax refunds, bonuses, and monetary gifts directed entirely to emergency fund can provide major jumps toward target. Automate your emergency fund contribution, immediately setting up recurring transfer from checking to high-yield savings account on payday before money becomes available for other spending.
The automation ensures consistent building regardless of motivation or memory. Even small automated amount of $50 or $100 creates consistent progress and builds the saving habit that accelerates as income or expense reduction creates additional capacity. Day 16. Understand fund importance. Day 17. Create savings plan. Day 18. Implement immediately. You have understood emergency funds' crucial role in breaking debt cycle and reducing financial anxiety, created specific savings plan with target amount and timeline, and begun immediate implementation through expense reduction and automated savings, creating foundation of genuine financial safety. Chapter 7. Days 19-21 Eliminate debt systematically. Chapter 7 covers days 19 through 21, eliminating debt systematically, creating foundation for genuine financial freedom. Debt is financial weight that prevents wealth building, creates ongoing stress, limits options, and transfers your future income to lenders who profit from your financial struggle. Understanding debt's true cost beyond the obvious interest payments creates urgency that transforms debt elimination from Sunday priority to immediate emergency. Day 19. Understand debt cost. Day 20. Create elimination plan. Day 21. Accelerate aggressively.
Day 19 begins with comprehensive examination of what debt is truly costing you.
Calculate the total interest you will pay on each debt over its remaining life if you make only minimum payments. Credit card debt at 20% interest with $5,000 balance and 2% minimum payment will take over 20 years to eliminate, while costing $4,000 in interest alone, essentially doubling the original purchase cost.
Student loans, car payments, and personal loans all carry similar hidden long-term costs most people never calculate. The opportunity cost calculation reveals debt's most significant hidden cost.
Every dollar going to debt payments is dollar unavailable for investment and wealth building. At 8% average market return, $500 monthly invested for 30 years grows to approximately $680,000. If that $500 is instead paying debt interest for those same 30 years, the loss is not just $500 monthly, but the entire $680,000 wealth that could have been built.
Debt doesn't just cost interest, it costs the compound wealth growth that money would have generated.
The emotional cost of debt deserves acknowledgement equal to financial cost.
Research consistently shows that debt creates measurable psychological burden, including chronic stress, sleep disruption, relationship conflict, reduced decision-making quality, decreased life satisfaction, and sense of trapped powerlessness. The weight of owing money to others influences mental health in ways that numbers alone don't capture. Many people describe paying off significant debt as feeling physically lighter, experiencing relief they didn't anticipate until the obligation disappeared. Day 20 creates your systematic debt elimination plan, beginning with the complete debt inventory, listing every debt with exact current balance, minimum payment, and interest rate.
Organize this list by interest rate from highest to lowest for the mathematically optimal avalanche method, or by balance from smallest to largest for the psychologically powerful snowball method.
Both work effectively, and choosing between them depends on whether mathematical optimization or psychological momentum matters more to your specific personality and situation.
The avalanche method directs all extra debt payment money toward highest interest rate debt while maintaining minimum payments on all others.
When highest rate debt is eliminated, that payment amount plus former minimum adds to attack next highest rate debt, creating accelerating payoff avalanche.
This method minimizes total interest paid and total payoff time, making it mathematically superior.
People who are highly motivated by numbers and can maintain focus on long-term optimization despite slow initial progress succeed best with avalanche.
The snowball method directs all extra payment towards smallest balance debt regardless of interest rate while maintaining minimums elsewhere. When smallest debt is eliminated, that payment plus former minimum attacks next smallest, creating momentum.
Early wins from eliminating complete debts create psychological motivation and sense of progress that many people need to maintain elimination commitment through what can be multi-year process. People who need visible momentum and celebration of milestones to maintain motivation succeed better with snowball despite slightly higher total interest cost.
Calculate your debt-free date using your chosen method and current extra payment amount.
Then calculate how your debt-free date changes with different extra payment amounts. Adding just $100 monthly to debt elimination commonly accelerates debt-free date by months or years, depending on balance and interest rate. This calculation often dramatically increases motivation to find additional money for debt elimination because the connection between extra payment and freedom date becomes concrete and immediate.
Day 21 implements aggressive debt acceleration strategies, finding every possible additional dollar for debt elimination.
Temporary lifestyle reduction is most powerful immediate tool. Identify all non-essential spending that can be suspended for 6 to 12 months while aggressively eliminating debt.
You are not eliminating this spending permanently, but temporarily pausing it to gain financial freedom that makes all future spending more enjoyable because it comes without debt burden. Contact each creditor and negotiate interest rate reductions. Credit card companies regularly reduce rates for customers in good standing who simply ask, especially if they mention competing offers or financial hardship.
Even 2 to 3 percentage point reduction on credit card balance meaningfully accelerates payoff while reducing total interest significantly.
Most people never attempt negotiation assuming refusal is certain, while actual success rates are surprisingly high. The debt elimination process requires celebrating every milestone to maintain motivation through what can be an extended journey. Celebrate every debt completely eliminated regardless of size. Acknowledge every $100 of principal reduction.
Track your debt-free date and celebrate as it gets closer.
Share progress with an accountability partner who understands and supports your goal.
The psychological sustainability of multi-year debt elimination effort depends on recognizing and celebrating incremental progress rather than only celebrating ultimate completion. Day 19. Understand debt cost. Day 20. Create elimination plan.
Day 21. Accelerate aggressively. You have understood debt's true financial, psychological, and opportunity cost. Created systematic elimination plan using avalanche or snowball method, and begun aggressive acceleration through temporary lifestyle reduction, creditor negotiation, and milestone celebration, creating clear path to debt freedom. Chapter 8. Days 20 to 24 build wealth through saving and investing.
Chapter 8 covers days 22 through 24 building genuine wealth through systematic saving and investing. Wealth building is the aspect of financial management most people feel least equipped to begin because investing seems complex, intimidating, or reserved for people with substantial money already. These days dismantle those barriers by establishing foundational understanding and immediate action, making wealth building accessible, beginning exactly where you are now regardless of current income or savings level.
Day 22. Understand wealth principles. Day 23. Create wealth plan. Day 24. Begin investing immediately. Day 22 establishes foundation wealth building principles that change everything about how you think about money over time. The single most powerful wealth building concept is paying yourself first, which means treating savings and investment contribution as first and non-negotiable expense before any other spending occurs, rather than saving whatever remains after spending, which in practice is usually nothing.
Paying yourself first transforms saving from aspiration to automatic reality.
Compound interest is eighth wonder of world, as the famous attribution goes, and understanding it viscerally changes your relationship with time and money permanently.
$1,000 invested at 7% annual return becomes $2,000 in 10 years, $4,000 in 20 years, and $8,000 in 30 years without adding single additional dollar. $100 monthly invested for 30 years at 7% return grows to over $120,000.
Time is the most powerful variable in wealth equation, making starting immediately more important than starting with perfect amount or strategy.
The investment return difference between doing nothing and investing conservatively illustrates compounds power dramatically. $100 monthly kept in checking account for 30 years totals $36,000. The same 100 monthly invested in simple index fund earning historical average 7% grows to $122,000 over same period. The 350% difference between zero return and moderate return is created entirely by allowing money to work through compound growth.
Starting even 1 decade earlier on that same investment would create $250,000, illustrating that time difference alone can be worth more than doubling principal. Day 23 creates your personal wealth building plan, aligned with your specific situation, goals, and timeline.
Begin by identifying your retirement savings goal, which should represent enough to generate sustainable income, replacing your working income. A common guideline suggests accumulating 25 times your desired annual retirement income as portfolio that can sustain 4% annual withdrawal indefinitely.
If you desire $40,000 annually in retirement, your target portfolio is $1 million, which sounds enormous until compound growth timeline is applied.
Understand the investment vehicles available to you, beginning with tax-advantaged retirement accounts, which should be maximized before taxable investing. The 401,000 plan offered through employer should receive at minimum enough contribution to capture full employer match, which is effectively instant 100% return on contributed amount.
The individual retirement account allows additional tax-advantaged investing beyond 401,000. The Roth versions of these accounts use after-tax contributions growing completely tax-free, which is extraordinarily valuable for wealth building over long time horizons. Index funds are ideal investment vehicle for most individuals because they provide instant diversification across hundreds of companies at minimal cost without requiring investment expertise.
Unlike actively managed funds that attempt to beat market through security selection, index funds simply match market performance, which over long periods outperforms 80 to 90% of actively managed funds while charging dramatically lower fees that compound favorably over decades.
A total stock market index fund or simple three-fund portfolio of domestic stocks, international stocks, and bonds provides all diversification most investors need.
Day 24 begins actual investing immediately, because beginning imperfectly today is infinitely superior to waiting for perfect time, knowledge, or amount. Open or contribute to employer retirement account, ensuring you receive full match if available.
Open Roth IRA if you're within income limits and contribute whatever amount is possible today, even if small. Set up automatic monthly contribution, ensuring consistent investing regardless of market conditions, motivation, or competing financial pressures.
The automatic investment is most important implementation step because it removes decision requirement from monthly investing. People who manually transfer to investments each month invest inconsistently because life intervenes, markets look scary, or other spending feels more urgent. Automatic investment ensures you invest in up markets and down markets, in motivated months and discouraged months, in abundant months and tight months.
This consistency over decades is what actually builds wealth, while inconsistent investing fails to capture compound growth. Market volatility will feel threatening, particularly when markets drop significantly as they periodically do. Understanding that market downturns are not losses unless you sell is crucial for maintaining investment strategy through inevitable difficult periods.
When markets drop, your monthly automatic investment purchases more shares at lower prices, meaning market recovery multiplies those purchases dramatically. People who maintain automatic investments through market downturns accumulate more wealth than those who pause during fear and resume during recovery because they missed the recovery gains on positions they didn't buy.
Day 22. Understand wealth principles. Day 23. Create wealth plan. Day 24. Begin investing immediately. You have understood foundational wealth principles, including paying yourself first and compound interest power. Created specific wealth building plan using tax-advantaged accounts and index funds, and begun immediate investing through automatic contributions that will compound into substantial wealth over time.
Chapter 9. Days 25-27. Create additional income and financial growth. Chapter 9 covers days 25 through 27. Creating additional income streams, accelerating financial growth beyond what expense management and existing income alone can achieve.
While optimizing spending and investing existing income are essential foundations for financial transformation, there are natural limits to how much expenses can be cut. Income has no ceiling, and creating additional income streams accelerates every aspect of your financial plan dramatically. Day 25. Understand income importance. Day 26. Identify opportunities. Day 27. Take immediate action. Day 25 examines why multiple income streams represent not just financial opportunity, but financial necessity in modern economy. Traditional single-employer income represents significant financial vulnerability that most people don't appreciate until job loss makes it devastatingly clear.
When single income stream disappears, whether through layoff, downsizing, industry disruption, or health crisis, the entire financial structure collapses simultaneously.
Emergency fund provides temporary buffer, but cannot replace income indefinitely.
Multiple income streams transform this vulnerability into resilience.
When income comes from 3 different sources, losing one is challenging but manageable rather than catastrophic.
The psychological security of knowing your financial survival doesn't depend entirely on single employer changes your relationship with work, negotiation, and financial risk-taking. People with multiple income streams take strategic career risks, make bold negotiation requests, and invest in themselves more confidently, because single employer relationship doesn't control their entire financial reality. The income types available to you exist on spectrum from active to passive, with different time investment requirements and growth potential. Active income requires direct time exchange, including employment, freelancing, consulting, and service provision. Leverage income multiplies your time through other people's effort, including managing others, managing systems, or selling products you create once. Passive income continues generating revenue with minimal ongoing time investment, including rental income, investment returns, royalties, and established digital products.
Day 26. Identify specific income opportunities aligned with your skills, knowledge, and available time.
Begin comprehensive skills audit, listing everything you know how to do that others value and might pay for. Include professional skills developed through career, personal skills developed through hobbies and interests, knowledge accumulated through study and experience, and abilities developed through personal challenges like overcoming health issues, learning languages, or navigating specific life experiences.
The service-based income opportunities require least startup time and investment, making them ideal for immediate implementation.
Freelancing allows you to offer existing professional skills directly to clients outside of employer.
If you write, edit, design code, analyze data, manage projects, teach, train, or provide virtually any professional service someone needs those skills, can generate freelance income immediately. Platforms connecting freelancers with clients have eliminated traditional barriers to starting, making beginning faster and easier than any previous era. The knowledge-based income opportunities leverage what you know by teaching it to others who need that knowledge.
Online courses, workshops, coaching, and consulting convert expertise into scalable income that can eventually generate revenue with minimal ongoing time.
The initial creation investment is significant, but once course or program exists, it can generate income repeatedly without proportional additional work, creating leverage that salary income never provides. The digital product opportunities create assets once and sell repeatedly.
In a book solving specific problem you've figured out, templates helping people accomplish tasks more efficiently, digital tools or resources you've developed for your own use, or educational content teaching skills you possess all represent digital products requiring initial creation investment, but generating ongoing revenue without inventory manufacturing or complex fulfillment.
Day 27 requires taking one concrete immediate action toward additional income, rather than continuing planning and researching, which many people use to avoid the vulnerability of actually starting.
Identify your single most immediately actionable income opportunity and take first specific step today.
Register on freelance platform and create profile. Email 3 potential clients offering service.
Outline digital product you can create. Research one investment option you can implement with available funds.
Post one service offer in appropriate online community.
The psychological barrier to starting additional income is typically larger than actual practical barrier. Fear of rejection, inadequacy, and failure keeps most people in research and planning mode indefinitely.
But every successful person generating additional income started exactly where you are now by taking imperfect action before feeling completely ready.
Your first freelance project may not be your best work.
Your first digital product may not be polished. Your initial results may be modest.
All of this is completely acceptable because starting creates learning that improving never provides. The compounding nature of additional income streams requires patience and persistence through initial period when returns are minimal and effort seems disproportionate to results. Most income streams take 3 to 6 months of consistent effort before generating meaningful revenue and 12 to 24 months before becoming substantial. People who quit after 1 or 2 months of minimal results never experience the compounding that makes additional income transformative. People who persist through initial period often find that income stream grows beyond their initial expectations. Direct every dollar of additional income toward financial goals rather than lifestyle expansion, at least initially. Applying additional income to emergency fund completion, debt acceleration, or investment dramatically multiplies financial transformation speed. The lifestyle creep tendency to expand spending to match income increases is primary reason people with good incomes make minimal financial progress. Treating additional income as financial acceleration rather than lifestyle upgrade creates financial transformation timeline measured in years rather than decades. Day 25. Understand income importance. Day 26. Identify opportunities. Day 27. Take immediate action. You have understood multiple income streams' importance for financial resilience, identified specific opportunities aligned with your skills and available time,
and taken immediate concrete action toward additional income that will accelerate every aspect of your financial transformation. Chapter 10. Days 28-30 integrate and ensure permanent financial transformation.
Chapter 10 covers days 28 through 30, integrating all practices and ensuring your financial transformation becomes permanent way of life rather than temporary program.
The most common failure in personal finance is not starting but stopping. People make genuine progress during intensive focus period, then gradually return to old patterns as initial motivation fades, life gets busy, or financial pressure temporarily eases. Days 28 through 30 build systems, habits, and commitments specifically designed to prevent this regression and make financial transformation permanent. Day 28. Review transformation. Day 29. Create permanent system. Day 30. Commit to financial future. Day 28 conducts comprehensive review of your 30-day transformation, measuring concrete progress against the baseline you established on day 1.
Return to your original financial inventory and calculate exactly how much has changed.
Your net worth may have shifted only slightly in 30 days, but the trajectory has fundamentally changed.
More importantly, your mindset, beliefs, and financial behaviors have transformed in ways that will compound dramatically over coming months and years.
Measure transformation across multiple dimensions beyond purely financial numbers. Rate your financial anxiety level compared to day 1 and recognize reduced stress as genuine improvement in quality of life with real value.
Identify the limiting beliefs you identified and released, asking honestly whether those beliefs still drive your financial behavior or whether new empowering beliefs are increasingly automatic. Examine your spending over past 30 days and note whether values alignment has improved compared to your baseline spending analysis. Acknowledge the financial knowledge you've gained that you didn't possess 30 days ago.
Celebrate your 30-day accomplishment genuinely and specifically. The celebration must be proportionate, meaningful, and free from financial irony, meaning don't celebrate financial discipline with irresponsible spending.
Plan meaningful non-financial or modestly priced celebration that honors 30 days of genuine commitment and work. Share your achievement with people who supported or understand your journey.
Write in your journal about what this journey has meant and what you believe is possible now that you couldn't see 30 days ago. Day 29 creates permanent financial management system, ensuring transformation continues automatically rather than depending on sustained motivation.
Systems outlast motivation because they operate whether you feel like continuing or not.
The permanent system has 4 components, each operating at different time interval to maintain financial health and progress. The daily financial practice takes 5 minutes or less each day, maintaining connection with money. This includes briefly reviewing bank account balance, recording any cash transactions not automatically captured, and affirming one empowering money belief.
The daily practice keeps financial consciousness active, preventing the unconscious avoidance that leads to financial drift.
Many people feel more comfortable with money after 30 days of engagement, and the daily practice maintains that comfort level. The weekly money review takes 15 to 20 minutes, reviewing the week's actual spending against your values-aligned spending plan, noting categories where you stayed on track and categories that need attention, adjusting upcoming week's approach based on current week's patterns, and celebrating financial wins, however small.
The weekly review is too frequent for major decisions, but prevents small drifts from becoming large problems. People who review monthly often find significant misalignments by review time, while weekly reviewers course correct before problems compound. The monthly financial analysis takes 60 to 90 minutes, reviewing complete monthly spending and income, calculating month-end net worth update, assessing progress toward emergency fund debt elimination and investment goals, reviewing and adjusting spending plan for upcoming month,
and conducting brief money mindset check-in, examining whether any limiting beliefs are re-emerging. Monthly analysis provides enough time perspective to identify meaningful trends while remaining frequent enough to enable course correction before patterns solidify. The quarterly strategic review takes 2 to 3 hours, examining progress toward larger financial goals, reviewing investment allocations for rebalancing needs, assessing whether additional income opportunities have been explored, evaluating whether current spending plan still reflects values and priorities, and celebrating quarterly progress toward annual goals. The quarterly perspective reveals trajectory and trend that shorter intervals don't show clearly, enabling strategic adjustments rather than only tactical corrections.
Day 30 renews your commitment to permanent financial transformation by setting 1-year and 5-year financial goals that inspire and guide continued effort.
Your goals should be specific, measurable, and connected to the life you want to create.
1-year goals might include completing starter emergency fund, eliminating specific debt, reaching particular investment balance, or launching additional income stream.
5-year goals might include being completely debt-free, accumulating specific investment portfolio, reaching particular net worth, or achieving financial independence, enabling chosen work.
The accountability system you create on day 30 will be primary factor determining whether transformation is permanent. Tell specific trusted person your financial goals and ask them to check in monthly about progress.
Join financial community of people pursuing similar goals, providing both accountability and inspiration. Schedule your weekly, monthly, and quarterly financial reviews in calendar as recurring appointments treated as seriously as professional meetings.
Create visual progress tracking, making financial goals visible daily and progress tangible and motivating.
Your 30-day transformation has fundamentally changed your relationship with money.
You have honest, clear picture of your financial reality. You have released limiting beliefs and installed empowering ones. You have created values-aligned spending plan building toward meaningful goals.
You have emergency fund protecting against financial emergencies.
You have systematic debt elimination plan creating freedom path. You have investment practice building wealth over time. You have additional income strategy expanding financial possibilities. And you have permanent system ensuring these changes continue automatically creating financial freedom and abundance.
You have learned 30-day transformation to financial control and money mindset transformation.
Days 1-3 established baseline and understanding.
Days 4-6 uncovered limiting beliefs. Days 7-9 installed empowering beliefs. Days 10-12 created complete financial picture.
Days 13-15 created values-aligned spending plan. Days 16-18 built emergency fund. Days 19-21 eliminated debt systematically.
Days 22-24 built wealth through investing. Days 25-27 created additional income. Days 28-30 integrated and ensured permanence. What matters now is starting day 1 today.
5 implementation priorities. Complete financial inventory establishing baseline. Identify 1 limiting money belief to release. Create spending plan aligned with values. Start emergency fund immediately. Take 1 action toward debt elimination or investing.
Execute daily, maintain consistency, build progressively, and achieve financial control through commitment.
Stop losing control of money and start managing powerfully. Stop repeating financial patterns and start transforming money mindset. Follow 30-day program exactly. Practice daily consistently. Build financial control progressively. And transform your money mindset, creating financial freedom through unwavering commitment starting right now today.